Unibet, det enda spelbolag som tar min sport på allvar.
Question for Anthony Johnson. There was quite a bit of reaction yesterday when there was a picture posted of you and Alex standing next to each other, and everyone was commenting how big you are. Can you talk about where you are in your camp and maybe mention maybe how heavy you get before a fight?
I started my camp about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and yeah, that picture did make me look pretty big, but it was the angle. As you can tell, Alex isn't a small guy himself, you know what I mean? Things are great. So far, camp is looking good. No injuries, feel like a beast already. I'm already in decent shape. By January 24th, I'll be in awesome shape. If not excellent, perfect shape. So I'm looking forward to it.
How does this kind of feel to you in terms of a moment in your personal career, in your personal life, being able to headline an event like this in Stockholm?
Well, it's a big honor to hear words like that, and you know, I'm very excited. I'm fighting in my hometown and for my own fans, so it can't be better than that. So it's just, you know, I'm living my dream and having fun at work.
Of course, you know, along with that, there will obviously come a lot of pressure. You know, you're going to be fighting in front of your home people. And you've done that before, but this is on a much bigger stage, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of local and media and PR that you'll be having to do in the coming weeks and months. Do you think that might even be a distraction for you in camp at all, or is that something you've got used to now in the UFC?
Well, I'm used to it, but at the same time, it is a distraction, you know. But at the same time, I have my mind and my focus on the right things. I'm training. You know, 24th of January, I will be the best shape of my life, so it's all good.
And same question for Anthony. Obviously, you go back to the States after this media tour. What do you think about Alex staying here in Stockholm? Do you think something like this, the big moment, might be a big distraction for him leading up to this fight?
Alex is a professional, so I don't think it's going to be a distraction at all. He knows that he has to have his focus on me, and I know I have to have my focus on him. Like I said in other interviews, I'm fighting one person, not 30,000. He knows that he's fighting one person, not 30,000. He has 30,000 that has his back. So it's hard to say what it's going to be like. All I know is that it's going to be electrifying, and everybody's going to be, you know, on their feet for this fight, because neither one of us are slouches. He brings it, I bring it, you know. So just be ready, I guess.
What do you make of the weather, the people, the food? You liking it here or what?
Yeah. It's cold, you know. I'm used to Florida weather where it's 80, 85 degrees and a beach. It's cold here and no beach. You wake up at 11 and it's dark by 2:33. I'm not used to it, but it's awesome. The people here are really relaxed and calm. I like that. Excuse me, this is a place I can actually have a vacation and just get away from the world, because the pace here is just mellow. But overall it's cool. The food is awesome, you know, but I'm trying to keep this physique, you know what I mean? Not do too much.
Have you actually thought maybe down the line, you know, how far in advance you might come out here before the fight? Maybe a week or two, or maybe a few more?
I'll probably be out here a week before, but we'll see.
Do we have any Swedish journalists here? Ask any questions? Kimura, for example? Anyone?
What's Kimura?
Give him the microphone.
Okay, we'll start off with a question to Johnson. In recent months, there have been some troubles in your private life, and it affected your UFC contract. How has that affected you in your training and your mental status for this fight?
It didn't. Well, it affected me, but it made me focus more on what I need to do with myself as a person and as a fighter. Now I'm more focused than ever in my training and in my, my life. So, my eyes are looking straight ahead. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about what's going on to my left. I'm not worried about what's going on to my right. It just made me focus more. So a focused man is a dangerous man.
And on the episode on MMA Hour, you said that you cried when you got the fight against Alexander Gustafsson. Is that true?
Don't tell me about that. Yeah, man, it was a shocker and it was a blessing at the same time. You know, with everything that had happened to me, to get good news like that, you know, you can't help but cry during a situation like, at least I can't help but cry during a situation like that. So I was just excited, you know what I mean, to be able to fight a guy, you know, like Alexander. You know, it's an honor.
My last question to you: how do you see Alex as an opponent? What do you think his biggest strength, and where is he most dangerous?
Everywhere. He's tall, obviously. He's elusive. He moves a lot. He's hard to hit. Hell, he can box for sure. He gave John Jones a run for his money, you know. So I can't take anything away from Alex. He's a beast. I expect him to let everything out of the bag whenever he fights me, just like he did with John. So I just have to be ready for it all.
I'm just been improving my skills, and you know, I know for a fact now that I'm a better fighter than I were when I fought Jimmy, for example. So I'm feeling great. So good. My injury, I'm injury free, no injuries, nothing. I'm in training camp, you know, doing really good and doing improvements every day. So feeling great.
Do you feel any pressure of selling out the arena with your name and, of course, you being the biggest star for the Swedish crowd?
No, not at all. I don't feel any. You know, I'm there to work. I'm there to fight another man. That's my job. My job is not selling out anything or doing anything else. I'm just focused on the right things. You know, I have a great team around me. You know, the UFC does, you know, what they do best. So I'm very confident, and it will be a packed arena for sure.
My last question: except being a hard-hitter guy, how do you preserve Anthony Johnson as an opponent?
Well, he's first of all, it's a great person, and I respect him a lot. And he's done very good in our division. So this is a force I have to count with. You know, it's no one I can underestimate. You know, it's a guy with a lot of skills. He's a very strong guy, and he comes to fight. So I have to be on my top of my game, and I have to be better than I've ever been before. So I'll be ready.
What's changed in the last 3 years compared to the previous fights in your career?
I can eat, I can enjoy myself, and I'm just having fun. And that's all that matters to me right now. Big difference when you can eat.
And how are things at the Black Zillion camp? Obviously Vito's got a big fight, and you've got a big fight coming up as well. What's the general mood like at the camp at the moment?
It's great. Everybody's focused. Everybody has a goal. No injuries as far as I know from anybody in the camp. You know, minor bumps and bruises, but that's going to happen with this sport and training. We're just motivated, man. We're pushing each other. Me and Vito trained together in Vegas for the last press conference. And, you know, I don't think I've ever seen anybody more motivated than Vito right now. That guy's pretty dangerous. You know, I've never seen him so excited for a fight. And the fact that he's so excited, it makes me excited. You know what I mean? I see him push himself so hard, it makes me push myself even harder. So the vibe is good. The coaches are getting along. The management team is working really well. The fighters are just, they're there. You know, we've added a couple of guys to the team. Everything's beautiful. And
do you have fighters in the Black Zillion camp and in the stable that can kind of emulate or replicate Gustafsson's, you know, height and range and reach, or will you maybe try and, you know, find some fighters and bring them in to help you, you know, spar with?
You just want me to give up all my secrets, don't you? It's hard to have somebody that can move like him. He has a unique style that you don't see often in MMA. I think the closest guy that I've ever seen move like him, Alexander, is Dominic Cruz. They move a lot. Those two guys, they're basically mimics of each other. So I don't know, man. I gotta do some things. We'll see. You know, it all really matters. January 24th, what happens? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who I bring in. It doesn't matter what I think I can do. What matters is January 24th. You know what I mean? So we'll see then if I did my homework.
It says UFC Fight Night. Is it Fight Night or is it UFC on Fox?
It's UFC Fight Night. That's the title of the event. Our Fight Night series this year, we're predominantly in EMEA, Asia, and down in South America. The title of all our fights on this is a pay-per-view going forward. We're working with UFC Fight Night. And yes, the show is live on Fox. It's one of 4 events that Fox will take next year across the United States. If you want to watch it and you want to see it in Sweden, you got to come to the arena. It's going to be a big one. Don't miss it.
And there's been a lot of talks about the time. Do you know when the main card will start? Because usually on Fox it starts about 2 o'clock at night in Sweden.
Okay, so we've been working hard with the arena and with our broadcast partners to make sure that we can get this access to as many people as possible. So we're going to open the doors to the arena at 9 o'clock. The first prelim will start at 11 o'clock, all Swedish time. So I know sometimes I get confused trying to work out the time zones and clocks going back and forward and whatever. So doors will open at 9 o'clock, prelims at 11, and then the main card will start at 2. We've also been working very, very hard with MTR, the subway and transport people, and they have confirmed that the trains will be running. So there will be easy access for everybody to and from the arena. So no problems getting here, no problems getting away. It's a bit like a late night out on a Saturday. You know, I've gone out at 11 o'clock at night. I'm sure you go out at 11 o'clock at night. And that's what it'll be like in the arena. It'll be a great night out. We have all the bars and all the restaurants will be open. We'll have UFC parties going on all around the arena. So it'll be a great night's entertainment. And then we'll top it off with these 2 guys stepping into the octagon outside in front of 30,000 people.
The fight between Alex and Jones, have you seen it and what's your thought about it? And do you think Jones won that fight?
No, I thought he won. I have a couple of Swedish friends, and by the end of the fight, they were like, I think we have a Swedish champion. I was like, I think you do too. And whenever they announced that Jones won, I was shocked. I actually thought Alexander won. But, you know, you can't win them all. And when you're fighting a champion, you definitely have to put them away. You know, and it was a really close fight, but I still think that he did enough to finish the fight, but that's just how the dice roll. You know, that's why I hate leaving it in the judges' hands, you know, because you just never know what's going to happen. They have weird views on fights, you know. Most judges aren't fighters anyway, and I think they're just there to enjoy the fight. They don't really pay attention to what's really going on. You know, the way these judges are making calls these days, it's ridiculous. So, you know, I do think Gus won, though. That's just my own 2 cents. I want Daniel Cormier to win just to shake up the division a little bit, but he is fighting Jones, so that's going to be tough to do, you know. So, but I'm picking Daniel to win just because I want him to shake up the division, give people something different to talk about. It's not that I'm tired of hearing about Jones. He's the beast. He's the best in the world. He's the best ever at 205. So he definitely has my respect. So everybody in 205 has my respect. But it would be nice for a change to hear another name. But, you know, Jones is a beast, and he's going to keep doing what he has to do to win. So who's going to win that fight, I don't know. But I think it's going to be a battle.
Well, same question to me.
Yeah.
What was the Jones and DC fight? Well, you know, they're good, great competitors and great athletes. A little bit like Anthony said, you know, it would be great to see DC win the fight because it will make some changes in the division. But at the same time, you know, it's Jones, and I believe Jones' reach and his height and his skill set is maybe a little bit too much for DC. But you know, DC is a beast. At the same time, you know, if you're gonna get a title shot, if you wanna fight for the title, it won't be a better opponent than Jones to fight to get that belt. So I'm hoping that Jones wins the fight.
Unibet, det enda spelbolag som tar min sport på allvar.